Good job. Minutes and time? Good, sounds good. So we have 15 minutes now? 15.
Because where we're going, right? It's basically the same system. So I wanted to show you two different systems. I want one of the places on Jonas Road. So I was wondering if it will be out of your range to carry out Jonas Road instead. So we can check the farm for the years. Then you see their system. Then if you go Jonas Road by Mr. Cruz, all kinds of different homes will be here. He has a different, he has like a shade house.
What is this? For cricket? Is it named after the...
Or like how much?
This?
Yeah.
Oh no, that wouldn't even supply one hotel.
They do now because they are here's not the only place that plant cabbage. I'm sure they have their market already, so they plant what they have here to supply their market because they want to make sure that when they plant, they're sold. So what they plant here, I'm sure they already have a market set up for it. But this cannot supply not even one hotel.
So none of this would be exported.
No, none of this would be exported.
I have a question. How long does it take you to wash all these things? No.
Can you see one big one?
Got it.
Gentlemen, guys,
You ready already?
you want to take a picture with
Standing there.
guys, come around here. We're gonna take a picture. Look, watch me. Come around this way.
Wait and 6 months.
Well, it could be lack of water. It could be they have white fly problems. It could be all kind of thing. Look, you see they started to turn yellow.
It looks like it has a bacteria problem, like.
But even if you don't take that, you behind it, you know what crop it is? You still don't know what crop it is either? It is spinach. It is spinach. Is the tall one, the quick spinach? Yeah, because you have different types. You have the running one, you have this type.
I have the running one for him.
Okay, the running one will go basically in the yard. But this is spinach. That's what you use to cook your pepper pot. Oh, your spinach rice.
Is that what we used yesterday then?
Yes.
You understand? Yeah, left. Also, nothing coming.
And ODI.
If I said no, what?
No, I don't.
Tight squeeze.
Ever seen the ground, plenty of them get rough. Right?
And that's caused by a bacteria, right? So to avoid that, that's why they keep them up from touching the ground. Right now, Mr. Gary, have a lot of leaf miners. Lot of leaf miner problems. But those are basically because the crop is almost time to finish, right?
Yeah. The last stage.
In the last stage, that's why you see we have a lot of those problems. But here, how much acres he has? 35 acres.
Gee whiz.
$10 times 35.
In total or here?
$10 times 35.
In total between the two? Yes, area.
4 of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is about 6 acres.
Why do you separate the hot peppers from the sweet peppers?
So you don't mistakenly go pick one and
Oh, I don't understand. You answer. What are you telling me?
you might mistakenly go and pick one, not knowing if it's spicy and yeah.
No, they look different. They look different. They don't look the same. The hot peppers don't look the same as the sweet peppers. So that you can mistakenly pick one for the other. There's another reason. Why do you plant your season hot peppers that way and your sweet peppers this way? Yes,
Because they have the same type.
okay. Same type. No, you. No, not the soil.
That's to prevent cross-pollination.
That's right. What? To prevent. That's right. Okay, yeah. Because we have bees. We have bees. You have winds. You have different things. And if you have the wind change and the pollen from one just go on the other one and it cross, your sweet peppers can turn to hot pepper.
Wait, miss, they can turn to hot pepper.
Because they will still look like sweet pepper, but they because of the cross pollination, they have a trait of the hot pepper. So when you use it, that's why you find it might be.
So they have.
Body formula with fertilizer in terms of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay. Spinach doesn't require much potassium because at the same time, I mean, potassium. Anybody know the purpose of potassium? What potassium is used mostly for in fertilization. Everybody knows. Okay, potassium helps to develop the food after blossom. So when the plant reaches blossom stage, it tends to give it more potassium, helps to develop the food, give you a stronger food, a firmer food, and higher yield. For spinach, it does not require that. Spinach is basically a nitrogen plant, so all you have to feed it is nitrogen. The nitrogen we use around here is ammonium sulfate, which is 26% nitrogen, or urea, which is 46% nitrogen. So we tend to have a balance of both and mix them up from time to time. Any questions? Spinach is something that you harvested.
Y'all paying attention.
There's some right in the basket.
Y'all eating the soybean.
If everybody don't get to it, I mean, you can just take it home and plant it in the backyard.
Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away.
There's some right in the container right there. Some in the container right there. Some in the container right there on the table.
Yes, miss. Now for the parents. I want to be cute. Come, let's go.
Last year, we planted last year, April. In the heat of the summer, when peppers were actually scarce, when farmers in the open field cannot produce because of the heat of the sun, because I mean the sunlight have the heat or temperature has a lot to do with the plant where blossom is concerned. Blossom can be stressed at times where the plant tends to drop the blossom and not hold the blossom. Under shade cloth, we don't get that sort of stress. Plant is not stressed.
So is this an expensive startup but not as expensive maintenance?
Expensive startup, not expensive maintenance. I mean, as I mentioned before, the soil is from the open field. I mean, farmers would have... Now, the next thing we tend to do, everybody can walk through, you can come through. What we tend to, what we do at the same time is we do an experiment at the same time.
Okay.
As we go along. Now, these pepper plants over here, we had this variety on this side. But what we did was to take out some of the plants and putting a new variety. These are organic seeds. What we're seeing in the organic seeds basically is that because of our type of climate, we tend to have a climate that is not fitted or suitable for the organic plant. This plant basically is a pepper. The seeds are from those seeds, so they're not hybrided seeds. They're not genetic modified seeds. All we did was to take the seeds from that and we plant these trees. These were planted the same time with these plants. All from the same family, they're all pepper plant. But this one is putting up a stronger resistance to the climate pattern that we have. Right? So, I mean, all that's a part of it. So, as you one thing you observe there is that you're seeing your seasoned pepper. You're seeing bigger peppers. We're getting better yields. We have some. Let me show you those down here. We have some at the bottom of the tree right here. Right to use. So we're getting basically bigger plants.